concern is, and you could be right, it could be just a convergence of consequences and circumstances, but to have the first 4 or 5 directions of Pofma, they are so partisan in nature, you would understand why there are really genuine concerns from the ground. Especially, like I said, there are actually thousands of fake news out there that could also be in the public interest to actually Pofma them.
That's an interesting point, because the member seems to be making the argument that if instead of 4 against the previous 4 cases, we now had 8 and 4 were non-partisan, that would look better?
I just really like
Well, I beg to differ. But I would say that I think basically we monitor. I think if your point is, are we only training our sites on certain types of people or organizations, the answer is no. You can actually see that from the kind of actions that are being taken. And I think, as I have said, and I'm prepared to restate this, which is that I think our response will be targeted and proportional. I think we have to look at it in the context of all that I've described, and then we have to take appropriate action.
If you look at the Code of Practice at 6C, this is the part where the companies have to maintain records for viewing by the Pofma office. That means not for public viewing, but by the Pofma office. And the details of the information include copy of the advert, name of the originator, the amount paid for the advert, description of the advert's intended target audience or viewers reached, number of views, and so on. So my question is, if the advert has nothing fake or alleged to be fake in it, what is the interest of the Pofma office to know these things?
Our objective is to ensure the information is captured, because if you don't spell it out clearly, and then if you want it after the fact, it may not be available, which may then thwart the intent of the legislation.
I'd like to ask the Minister, despite his allusion to the fact that the Pofma office will only go back if there is a suspected falsehood in the advertisement, the fact is that there's nothing in the code that stops the Pofma office from going back at any time to look at their record, even if the advert has no problems. And in that sense, it is a good way to discover the election strategy of the political opponents of the ruling party.
Mr. Speaker, the member has a very active imagination, and I compliment her on it. But I think the fact of the matter is, if you think about today's, let's just take it in practical terms. Today, if you want to take out political advertising through let's take the English social media platforms. Google is not taking them, Twitter is not taking them, and there's a global policy not to take political ads, and Facebook is making full disclosure. More than the disclosure that we require through this code. So I'm not sure how this affords us greater intelligence. And by the way, the intelligence will be available through Facebook's actions, for example, I think is available for all to see. So I think the member might be barking up the wrong tree on this.